Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. I promise it's not going to be just a MetaZoo video. I just happened to use some of my first two 5-card lottery submissions on a few MetaZoo cards I had. These are all MetaZoo, the sample cards I opened back in January. And then these are a mix of MetaZoo and Pokemon. I also have a $100 tier pack grading submission that just came back that I want to share the results there. So yeah, first off, I can hit you guys with the dates on these for anyone who's been submitting and is just interested in following along. These ones were sent early February. They were received February 15th and shipped March 11th. So a little under a calendar month to get these from received to shipped. And then I pulled up the wrong order, so let me find the right order. Sorry. The other ones here, these were received on February 22nd and then shipped on March 14th. So about 3 weeks calendar time. The packs, for anyone interested in the packs current turnaround times, I sent these under the Prime Pack tier. That's $100 per pack. They were received on February 8th and shipped on March 21st, so about a month and a half calendar time. On these, every pack except for one was upcharged from the $100 tier to the $300 tier. So the $100 tier gives you a value limit of, for the cards, $1,500, and the $300 tier gives you up to $5,000. The $150 tier giving you $2,500. So for anyone familiar with light packs, even light packs raw, they sell for about a few grand. So it's reasonable that I was upcharged to $300. I did sneak a few through in the past. Previously they had only upcharged a couple of my 10s to the $300 tier, but they got me on every pack here. I'll get into that a little bit further when I show you the packs, but I'm going to start left to right. So for anyone who watched my hour-long MetaZoo video, I opened up a sample pack that I bought from Rusty. My hits were, as you see, and then the Bunnyman was on the front of the pack. Front of the pack got a 6, which was a bummer. It must have had a nick. If anyone remembers, it was a Wendigo pack that I opened, and I mentioned when I opened it, that's what I was worried about. So, as most people probably know, PSA is pretty harsh on like edge issues, damage like that. So, this had two things going on. It had a bit of a white dot, which probably would have led to like a 9 if it was just that. But then it had these little indents here. So being in the back of the sample pack, and then this being in the front, if I had to guess, them shuffling around, the pack just being handled, potentially that's like a production type issue. I don't know if this was towards the edge of the sheet or whatever the case may be. These are likely going to get cracked out and go to CGC. It's been talked about by a lot of other people, probably even myself, but CGC is the way to go when you are dealing with a PSA 6 that's mint with an issue of damage leading to the 6. So I would expect when I send these to CGC, I'd get something between like a 7 and an 8. Maybe I'll get lucky. I think the Bunnyman's edge issue isn't quite so harsh. Maybe I could get like an 8.5, but generally speaking, I think like a 7.5 to 8 would be the most likely scenario for these. But overall, people just want to see a bigger number there. So I think a CGC 7.5, CGC 8 would likely get me more money if I were to sell it on this Wendigo than keeping it a PSA 6. So that's why I'm going to go for that. I will discuss that further Friday when I do a CGC return video. I received a few weeks ago about 1,200 CGC cards across a few orders, and a little bit of a teaser, I got a lot more 9.5s than I ever had in the past, like proportionally speaking. So Yeah, we'll talk about it. Check back Friday. A few more MetaZoo things here, which some people hate to see, but the secret rare cards, I think they were 1 out of 81 or something. Pretty cool to get both of those in my Nightfall pin packs. And they both graded PSA 10. So, cool thing there. I took the L on the Wendigo sample pack. I think I'll make out pretty well on these. I don't know what they go for exactly, but Wendigo and Mothman, 2 pretty popular species. This was opened by Pokemon Radar. I bought a pack off him in a Whatnot stream of his. So to get like a reverse holo Chaos Crystal that graded a PSA 9, pretty solid hit. Likely will pay for the pack. 2 Bai pickups. I forget if I ever did a video on the Bai purchases. I probably did, or I would have done the video on the send-off at least. 1 got a 5, 1 got a 10. That's the epitome of winning some and losing some. I think I definitely knew this card had issues, but I just wanted to grade it anyways. And then, yeah, you get a 10, you're in good shape. So getting down to the final thing here, I've harped on it in the past. Anytime I continue to see it, I'm going to continue to show it. I don't really know what they grade with packs. So all 6 of these packs were purchased from E&A Collectibles. I definitely mentioned them in a purchase video on Instagram. Great sellers. They were selling like box fresh light packs. One of these actually, I forget which Blastoise now, but I'll have to watch my own video back. One of these was like the very low chance but potentially heavy. Why don't I pause quickly and then weigh? I've never weighed like a graded pack slab. I'm going to pause quickly, get my scale, and see if we can still see a weight difference. So yeah, if my memory serves me, one of the Blastoise packs was heavier than the other. Okay, we're running into an issue there because my scale doesn't even quite handle the weight. I have another scale. Let me pause again. So this scale isn't ideal. It only goes to the gram. And Venusaur weighs 171.5, 171.5. So this Blastoise pack does weigh a gram more, but the difference in the packs was only like a few tenths of a gram. So I might need to invest in a higher capacity 100th of a gram scale, but I might be able to tell just by the video, looking for like characteristics of the pack. But yeah, one of these Blastoises is extremely unlikely to actually contain a holo, but it was in that borderline weight range. Anyways, let's get to the packs. All these are currently listed on eBay. I guess if you want to beat me in determining which one of these was potentially heavy, it's probably actually fairly likely that I would have reviewed that before this video goes live on Wednesday. But I'm happy to just take the margin of buying the light pack. I bought them as light packs, so the odds that they're going to come out to be heavy, hollow, very, very unlikely. If someone really lucks out down the line, great for them. I'm going to do well, make my own margin, and extremely low odds, but maybe someone makes a decent margin taking that gamble. But yeah, all these packs were box fresh. They did have like that line that I've mentioned before where this part of the wrapper of the one on top of it makes an impression on the top of the pack. And PSA seemingly allows it. PSA seemingly doesn't allow that to affect the grade. One interesting thing that I've noted before, on a lot of these packs, they have like a little issue there. Some of them don't have it. I don't know how well I'm showing it, probably terribly, but like that one just has like something bit into the wrapper a little bit, and it's a 9. Okay, fair. That leads to a 9, I guess. Centering seems decent. Cuts seem decent. Overall, pretty good. Here's a 10. Should be better, right? Look at that issue spot. It's like longer and a little bit harsher. So to me, if this was like when I review it, I would say this was the sole issue that held it back from getting a 10, and that's why it's a 9. And then I go to my 10, and it's worse. So, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Now we'll look at the Blastoise. Front looks pretty good. Centering looks good enough, I would say. I guess, so now that I'm looking at it closer, maybe that's why I got an 8. I guess that is fair. The corner almost was like crushed or something. I was going to say, like, I don't see what's wrong with this pack compared to the others. It has that same spot going on. Maybe it's a little worse, but maybe it's similar. But it does have this crushed edge. So, okay, fair. It's an 8, and I can see why. I'm making progress, I guess. PSA 10 looks pretty clean. I like the centering. I like the corners don't look crushed like that last one. And this one actually, okay, so this one doesn't even have a hint of that same mark. So this one I can look at it and I can say centering, you can see a little bit more blue on this side than you can see this one. But maybe it's within the 60-40. How do they judge that for packs? Who knows? As far as like something that catches your eye, something's going on in here. Like, I know it's a legitimate pack and everything, but something taking away some eye appeal with that seam. But it's a 10. It doesn't have that issue. It doesn't have crushed corners. Feels reasonable. And then we get to Charizard, which obviously holds the most value out of them. It's got that same impression on the front. It's got a very minor, more of a minor thing in that same spot. And this isn't like, these were from a box or potentially multiple boxes. I've seen this on base first packs of all sources. Like, I don't think this was like an issue in the one box that these came from. I've seen that a lot of times on a lot of different packs. So the 9 had a little bit of a mark there. And then the 10, it's got the same kind of impressions on the front. None of the corners look crushed. The corners look pretty clean and crispy. Looks good. And then we go to the back. It's a little bit lower, but it's kind of a moderate issue there. A little bit worse than the 9, in my opinion, again. So this one doesn't really seem to have, the Blastoise pack had more of like an eye appeal issue going on here. Maybe a little bit in there. But like, I still don't know. I shouldn't go on too long because I've talked about it before. I could do the same thing with cards though. I don't really know what makes the difference between a 9 and a 10. There's so much overlap between a 9 and a 10. Packs, cards, all of it. But when I list these packs, 10s sell way quicker than 9s. So this 9 Venusaur pack, and then the 9, I think I have 2 of, maybe the Charizard pack, but I think I have like these ones, these exact ones aren't even listed because I have like another one earlier that haven't sold yet. But the 10s seem to sell quick. Whether or not they're any better than the 9s, doesn't matter. People like buying that 10, so I'm here to sell them if you're there to buy them. So feel free to check out my eBay or shoot me a message on Instagram. As always, affiliate link down below. Appreciate anyone who uses that. No cost to you. I get a little bit of a kickback for directing the traffic. Links to my eBay store, but you don't have to buy from my eBay store for it to benefit me. If you buy anything within the next 24 hours on eBay after clicking my link, some of the 1% to 4%, depending on the category, go back to me. And then like and subscribe if you enjoy the content and want to see more. That's all I've got for today. Appreciate you all watching as always, and I will catch you all later.